I believe that tell the world is important because a lot of today's culture is influenced by the younger communities. If we don't go out and share the gospel of Jesus with everyone else, then when we get older, the gospel will become a much smaller thing in a much darker world. The darker the world gets, the more harder it will be to share the gospel with others. When it comes to sharing the gospel of Jesus, like the first time I did it, I remember like I was shaking, I was nervous because like I didn't want to be rejected. But when I did it, I learned that like there's something that God does with, like when you share Him with others, that even when you're rejected, He still comforts you. And when you make contact with someone else and they accept it, then He fills you up with joy. It's definitely tough to share in private schools because it's so small. You know everybody, and everybody knows you. So if you make one mistake, everybody knows about it. The truth of the matter is, if you're homeschooled, depending on your age, you can go out, you can get a job, and when you're not at school, that can be your testimony field. That can be where you go and share the love of Jesus Christ. You're never in a position where you can't witness to Jesus because there's always going to be an open door somewhere, no matter where you are. It's my senior year and I'm homeschooled this year, and I was working at a Whataburger because everybody loves Whataburger. It's great. And I was with a lot of coworkers that were very curious about like church and everything, because they would always work on. This would be a group that works on Sundays, and they would never have the opportunity to go to church. So when I started working there, they found out that I went to church, and so they started calling me church kid, church boy. But they started asking questions, and so I gave them some answers, and they were like, so if we were to like look more into it, like where would we look? And I told them about the gospel, and they're like, well, I don't have my own Bible. And I went home, I got one of those like small Bibles that have like the book of Psalms and Proverbs and then the whole New Testament, and I gave it to them. And during their breaks, multiple of them would go and read the Bible during their breaks. And the manager was okay with it because she actually went to church, so she was fine with it. She loved that I was doing that. And so they would start reading the Bible, and during their breaks, which was 15 minutes, but I mean, all you need is 5 minutes just to open the Bible and just read a chapter. And I was able to reach through them, and they got involved. They all started getting involved in church, and they all started to become better people at work. They started asking questions. They started asking me about like, so if Jesus died for someone like me, then if He was to die for someone that's killed somebody, then how is it the same thing? And it was simple, because there's no sin that's too much for God to forgive you for. I'm Ross St. John. Let's tell the world.